Dun, dun, dun. I am Captain Chaos.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the CRT channel. I'm John Cope, and you probably already know that if you're watching this channel. Got a technical video I want to do real quick about some upgrades to the Caspermatic E4OD-4R100 transmissions that I just recently learned about a few weeks ago. Two updates that I'm going to do to the transmission that I normally would be up on stuff like this, but I don't do E4ODs a lot. And so after talking to some gentlemen that build these for a living, they gave me a couple pointers and a couple tips. So I have Tim's transmission here, and we are going to put the GPZ clutches in it. And I got some choline steels for the forward. I just went through the valve body, everything's fine, and they sent me the wrong clutches, so I'm waiting. So I'm waiting for the correct clutches, and as I'm doing these, I realize that, you know, I don't have a lot of these items in stock because we are a Chrysler store, but I'm going to keep more of them in stock just for people who buy stuff. Or purchase our valve bodies if they can have one place to go through for just everything on there, and just make it easier. So, two updates that I'm going to do both to Tim's Lightning transmission and to Andy's Caspermatic transmission he's putting in his old Ford behind the Hemi. The first one, and these are both items from Sonics that are listed on my website. The first one is the center support and snap ring. What they do is, I guess these center supports have a problem walking, even though they're bolted down. They have a problem walking in the case. So what they do is they mill off this surface here to where it's perfectly flat, and normally that would just sit in the case, aluminum, and they provide you with a flat snap ring that will go in first, then a center support, which will square that up. So now you got a snap ring on the bottom and a snap ring on the top. So this is relatively cheap, and it's a good upgrade. So we're going to do that. The second one is also a Sonics upgrade. The overdrive snap ring, and we're going to pan down so you guys can see this. This is the overdrive housing. This is an overdrive piston. It's a bonded piston with the lip seals on it. This is the overdrive return spring, which I call Bellevue springs in the Chrysler world. And then there's the snap ring here. And it's a pretty decent sized snap ring, and when you look at that, you're like, wow, that thing fits nice. It's thick, it holds that spring down, but evidently, supposedly, and I'm just taking this information from what other builders tell me who do these for a living, that the snap ring pops off. And after a little bit of Google searching, I found out that other people had that same problem. So the Sonic snap ring that they give you is a direct replacement. No modifications are needed to the overdrive piston, and it's a spiral snap ring. Let me see if I get in the camera. See that? It's a spiral lock snap ring, and it actually does have a little lock on here. So once you get it seated in place, you just take this little piece here that's cut out and then bend it up. So if it ever did decide, it'll hit that. Right there. So, if you guys are having builders, I'm really not going to be building these transmissions for customers. I'm only doing a few so I can have my testing done. I would definitely want to do one for Andy. All right, where was I? Oh, I mean, I'm gonna, when it comes to Andy's transmission, I'm going to, you know, update that or freshen it after a couple years for Andy. I'll probably do the same thing for Tim and his transmission. And I might do a couple local ones here and there if they have a core, but I don't really have any intention of building these transmissions and shipping them across the country. I'm going to deal with the valve body manufacturing, and then as soon as this whole project flies off, or you know, gets done and gets off the ground, then I'm going to start on the I should start on the 545 RFE reverse manual valve body trans brake. It's been sitting in the bottom drawer of my toolbox for like 3 years, and I just put it away. I don't know why. Probably because I got too busy. But I'm either going to do that or I'm going to do the 5R100 and try and see if it's even possible to make a trans brake reverse manual valve body for that. So we'll have to see. So the two upgrades, I'm going to do both to Andy's and Tim transmissions. The spiral snap ring for the overdrive is listed on the website, along with the machine center support and supplied Sonics snap ring will also be on the website. Little update: the 250 psi springs for the pump. That's each one of these will be supplied with a trans brake. Came in, so I have 500 of those, and then 500 of the 5.5 inch 0.500 check balls come in. The material for the valve body, for as far as running the first production, has came in, and we'll have a time frame. I'm still shooting for April 1st. I just sampled a set of separator plates that were updated to adjust a few of the holes for me, and I okayed that, and that I ordered 100 of each. That should be here by next week. Also, the separator plate gaskets, I decided to go with gaskets, and I didn't on the first time we tested this. The gaskets are also coming. They're being made by the same guy who makes a separator plate for me. And when I told them I wanted these springs dyed blue, I was kind of hoping for Ford blue, but they came in as baby blue. So maybe that's saying something about you Ford guys, no? Just a joke. Don't get bent. So anyways, I'm going to have the separator plates dyed blue, or anodized blue too. But they're going to be the same color blue as my Chrysler plates. So we won't have a problem with getting baby blue plates. Look at the difference in size between the Chrysler billet valve body and the Ford E4OD billet valve body. The valve body's a monster, ain't it, Lucas?
Oh, it's huge.
It really is. And so is the transmission. Wrestling around. Matter of fact, the tranny fell when it just did fall. I was turning it around to the bench and I got my finger real good. Speaking of fingers,
What's up?
walk around here.
Well, I'm fine, JJ. It only hurts when I point.
What's going on?
Speaking of fingers, Lucas, tell them what you did the other day when you were the cameras were
The
off.
cameras were off, so
And it was at the end of the day.
yeah, so it was probably about 15 minutes before the end of the day. I was torquing down the rod bolts to torque to yield, 90. I was just using like the small inch-pound torque wrench. You gotta torque them to 360. And I was turning it, slipped off, and I cut my finger pretty good on the oil rail. Yeah, It was bleeding for quite a while, but I'm all right.
I knew I was in trouble when your mom called me 10 minutes after you left.
Oh, yeah. It's not your fault.
I know.
I say, it's just
But he's okay.
Yeah.
And so, speaking of which, on the Hemi, this Friday, we're going to get the head gaskets out. Before we put the heads on, we're going to take that little baby Gerber cam out, Gaga Goo Goo, and we're going to put in the monster. We're going to put in that Bigfoot cam. What's that?
We got to pin the crank.
Oh, that's right. We're going to put the cam in, put the heads on, and then there's a kit. We have to put 2 pins in the crank that goes between the pulley and the crankshaft. And Frostbite is actually have a video on that. They did it in the car. And he told me it wasn't that bad. So we're doing it on an engine stand. And then hopefully this Friday, you'll see on a video that we are going to put a motor in the Coronet.
In the Coronet.
In
First
the Coronet.
time since 2004.
You always got to bring up that number.
It's been a long time.
It has. And I found the guy who I bought the car off of. And his name is John too. I got a hold of him on the phone. And just by chance, the lady, the cleaning lady that used to clean once a week for us, knew his sister. And so she put me in contact with him. And he is going to come over, I don't know, in the near future and look at the Coronet for the first time since 1988. Of course, the first thing he asked me is, "You want to sell it back?" I'm like, "No, that ain't gonna happen."
That ain't gonna happen.
So, got some cool stuff coming up for this weekend's video, and I just wanted to let you guys know these 2 Sonic parts that I'm talking to you, the center support update with snap ring, and then the overdrive spiral lock snap ring, are already listed on my website. You can go there and buy them. I do keep them in stock. I'm going to try and up my inventory for the Forge stuff. Not that I know where we're going to put all that.
We got to do some major adjusting in the parts room.
You know, because the parts room is jam-packed with Chrysler. So we're going to make a Ford shelf.
Yeah, Ford shelf and, you know, all the clutches, all the steels, the snap rings, the whatever.
Right.
Valve body.
Yeah, we're going to make a Ford shelf for the Ford guys. So, all right, well, that's it. It's a short one today. Thanks for watching. I need some more subs. So if you guys are watching this and you like my videos,
you're not subscribed,
subscribe to the channel. So for John Cope and Lucas Gleason, catch you on the next one. Mopar to ya.
Stop it. Ready? Stop it. Okay. Wait a minute, I got something. This will help you. No, I'm not gonna hit you. No, I'm not gonna hit you. I'm not gonna hit you. Now, listen to me. I swear to God, I'm not gonna hit you. Watch. Okay. I'm ready now. Here we go. Look at that. I'm ready. I swear to God, I'm ready. We're off.